Hey, amazing people. I just wanted to share a couple of thoughts that I had that I feel like is pretty pivotal. I've seen a pattern of these things happening just recently. The one thing I want to encourage you that in the midst of decisions you're making right now about a perspective change. The reason why I bring that up is many of us are dealing with things and trying to navigate it based upon limited information. And one of the things that I am watching the Lord do is if we lean into Him and hear what He's saying and doing, it affects how we make decisions, how we walk things out. So I'm reminded, and I shared this with a couple of you guys recently, about the story of Abraham and Isaac. And when God spoke to Abraham about sacrificing his son, He says in the Hebrews 11 that faith made it logical to Abraham to walk in obedience to God, knowing that the logical part was that God would raise him from the dead. If God said to him, he has to raise him from the dead because of God's promise. So we focus on the story, but the other side that I've heard a narrative of, obviously not in scripture, but the result is that as Abraham's walking up one side of the mountain, God has a ram walking up the other side. Or maybe he had the ram sitting up there at the top of the mountain and he didn't see it. And so in the midst of the things that we're walking in obedience, we're walking out a narrative or a situation, and we're listening to Him, we need to understand that God has a ram, that God already prepared something. And if we have that perspective, it changes what we begin to partner with in the situation, in the decisions we're making. And so I just want to encourage your faith. I want to encourage you that you're not missing it, that you're hearing the voice of God, and that as we are facing situations, that if we can stop and ask the Lord, what do you say? Where is the ram, or what's going on in the situation, so that we can agree and partner, because whatever we agree with, we empower into those situations. And so I feel like the Lord is trying to change our perspective in the situations that we're at or facing, so that we can actually see a greater acceleration, a greater increase of breakthrough, a greater hope, a greater joy, a greater outcome from the situations, because we have a different perspective.